Welcome to the chat. Today's topic is about the effects social media has on today's society. In the last few years, social media has really sparked up in more ways than one.
Social media is such a big part of our lives. It's all around us. We can't ignore it anymore.
That's true.
I think there's a lot of great aspects to social media. However, I do think there are some negative.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, just for one, the way that information travels now, it's so quick, which means that yes, you're getting your information a lot, more hasty, in a more hasty fashion, but it's also not necessarily accurate all the time. So everybody wants to break the news first. They want to be the first one to let the story out, but it's also important that it's accurate and it's true. So.
Right.
Well, not so much with news also, but those pictures with congressmen and politicians and just kids taking nudie pictures and all that stuff, and you cannot erase that once it's out. So, yeah, social media is a monster in its own. So
I think it's also hard to distinguish the relationships that we foster in real life versus what it creates in the media. They're two different things, and I feel like we're communicating more and more behind closed doors, not having face-to-face communications. And
We
children,
use it as a mask.
exactly, and in children, I feel like it alters their brains and makes them more prone to ADHD. I feel in the future down the road.
Well, it's definitely taken out the intimacy in relationships. I mean, now everything is just, people aren't picking up phones anymore.
Right.
Everything's about text. And I don't remember where it was, but I read an article once that said, it was a teacher that had written the article, and they were saying that a lot of children are now writing in the same format that they text, and that's a problem because English is not taught in that. Right.
Yay!
There's not those spelling tests once a week anymore.
No, it's gonna be a text test. How fast can you text accurately to a 2-year-old? So yeah, but it's kind of sad though, because kids are going from books to the e-readers. What's happening with society as far as being educated, if we're going to talk about education and social media, and also personal skills, interpersonal skills, they're not going to have that chat, so to speak. So what's going to happen with the kids now? Like
Absolutely. I feel, children are now bringing, their phones to the dinner table. Like, if they're even at the dinner table, they may be in front of the TV now, with their phones. And there's just, that togetherness is just, I feel like it's gone.
Yeah. Also, I feel like when you put things out there, you take your own responsibility. You have nobody else to blame.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
That's another thing too. The consequences of things that you're
But
putting
drunk
out
texting,
there.
this doesn't fall in that category. You can't use that excuse anymore.
Yeah, but I think that you have nobody else to blame. You're forced to kind of take responsibility for your own actions and consequences, which could have its own positives and negatives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we talk a lot about the negatives that social media has on our world today, but there are some positives. It's given a lot of people opportunity for jobs. It's great for networking. You never know what opportunities can come from the internet, but as much as those are positives, there are always negatives to that too. But let's talk a little bit more about like the positives that come from it.
I look at social media as it's a form of therapy, and it's a form of an outlet.
Yeah.
True.
I feel like it's an outlet for high schoolers. That they feel they're stuck in this high school where I feel like Facebook almost gives them an outlet to get out there, to communicate, to reach out to other people. And it's a form of a therapy, helps you empathize with people. If somebody's going through something bad and you read through it, you're going to make it through because this person is going through it and they made it out the other way. So it's a form of an outlet and a therapy.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
It also opens up the lines of communication. I mean, now people are able to communicate with friends from across the world. You can now talk to somebody in North Korea. You can speak to somebody in Africa. These are people that you probably would have never met say 20, 30 years ago. So it's definitely very important. And you were mentioning with the school, it's a great tool, just for getting your, your feelings and venting and getting all that out there. But there is a flip side, and I know you said you wanted to, just concentrate on the positive, but it's also opened up a forum for bullying. So, where I guess bullying used to be kind of just concealed and inside of schools only, now it's venturing out onto the web. And so, children, unfortunately, as a result, have, committed suicide. It's all over. Things happen, in 1 minute, and within the next 10 minutes or so, it's all over the web, and children feel like there's nowhere to run.
So just overall, you should just always, watch what you're putting out there on the internet.
The positive about all that, especially with bullying, is that kids can actually have an outlet to say something in between the lines, and then there's people out there that can be like, hey, red flag, something's happening with this kid, and we need to see what's happening. Can we help him? Can we help her? And I also think that with news in schools, if there's like a bombing in a school, or there's some type of, emergency contact, they can just go through Twitter, through Facebook, and it's social. Everyone can find out about it. And if they want to help the medium is there. They can do it.
Yeah, it's a more easier, a bigger platform. It's more effective.
Right.
Communication, it allows you to avoid that small talk.
Exactly.
And communicate what you need to communicate with the rest of the world.
One of the really cool things when Twitter first came out was that you could tweet a celebrity.
Right.
Because I think that was the big, fad about it, is that, celebrities are on Twitter. Were there any celebrities that you guys tweeted to that you wanted to talk to?
I have not.
I did. Seth Green.
Oh, did he
I was
tweet back to you?
I have no idea. Probably not. So find me somewhere. Seth Green.
Well, I think
you're
that's all the time we have for today. So until next time, this was The Chat.
And remember to follow us on Twitter at The Chat TV Show. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Chat TV Show. And check us out on the web at www.thechatvshow.com.